You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
From the Civic Media World Headquarters in Madison, Wisconsin, it's the Todd Alba Show. And now, pursuing truth wherever it may lead, here's your host, Todd Alba.
Across Wisconsin on the Civic Media Radio Network and streaming worldwide on the Civic Media app. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Todd Alba, along with Mr. Aaron Zommers on the board, our producer and engineer. It is Friday, TGIF, June 6th, 2025. It is a great day to be Wisconsinite. A little sun out, a couple of clouds here and there. Still a little bit of smoke in the air. Our meteorology team says that's going to linger. First, it was like, oh, it'll be done by Tuesday, and then when it just keeps hanging on, like a bad girlfriend or a boyfriend, like Trump and Musk. Just keeps. Trump said that Elon was wearing thin. By the way, that's in one of his texts. I appreciate that, but no, the smoke is going to be. They're saying now, hopefully by the end of the weekend. But all in all, I think temperatures in the 70s, more or less. Be a nice weekend to get out and get around. By the way, many thanks to Brady Ewing for being on the show here in the last hour. Always a great time with Brady. One of those guys, one of those people that just make you feel better for sitting down and chatting with him. So many thanks for Brady for being here with us. Coming up a little bit later, we're going to try to get in a couple more news headlines yet this hour. One from Milwaukee. Open records laws, where a reporter for WTMJ4 television in Milwaukee was not allowed to go to a public school board meeting. Ramifications of that. And things are getting bananas out in D.C.
They are, Todd.
We'll explain a little bit later. And at the bottom of the hour, just after our news update, our friend and ongoing contributor, the managing editor of E-Bombs World, Mr. Peter Rapine, directly from Brooklyn, New York, with a look at the wild, the wacky, the week in review, stupid human things at the bottom of the hour. But right now, it's 8 minutes past the hour of 3 o'clock. Time once again for What's Worse. Let's go. Time once again for What's Worse. Nothing to give away, no prize money involved, just your chance to have your voice heard. And what more do you want than that? You can be heard all across Wisconsin, all 11 news, talk, sports stations in the Civic Media Radio Network. No better place to have your product, your business advertised than on our network. We would appreciate you. We would love to partner with you. Check us out at civicmedia.us. Civicmedia.us. All right. Category today, fast food-ish. I don't know about you, but it's going to be on the road a little bit. I might, although I'm supposed to have less fast food now that I have a fatty liver.
I think you should heed that advice.
Yes. I'm holding off on a dramatic diet change until I'm seeing my doctor in a couple of weeks.
Okay, that's fair. That's completely fair.
And the nutritionist. So,
good to get some advice.
Yeah,
that's
before I just
specific to
completely change everything. Anyway, we're not going to go into that right now. Fast food, burgers. What's worse, the Whopper or a Big Mac? Whopper or a Big Mac? What's worse? 855-752-4842. 855-752-4842. Or you can text us on the aforementioned Civic Media app. Download it on your Apple or Android device. Simply go to your app store, little search bar, type in Civic, C-I-V-I-C, Media. Pops up, download it. It's free. Takes less than a minute. It's what Gail King at CBS calls a deal. Wouldn't it be great one of these days, go out to New York, try to see Gail King, and I'd say, Gail, all I want you to do is say, it's a deal. Think she'd do that? Probably not.
Maybe.
She's Oprah's friend. What is she going to talk to me for? What's worse? Anyway, download the Civic Media app and you can text us the answer as well. Or call 855-752-4842, 855-752-4842. What's worse, the Whopper or the Big Mac? Off the text line right now. Let's go back up numbers. First couple of ones of those. We got Robert in McFarland on WMDX says, oh my God, the Big Mac is a giant pile of crap. Had to clean it up a little bit for a radio there. Where was he? It disappeared. Where was it at? The Whopper is considered quality and fast food world. All right. Big Mac. That was Robert. So Robert saying that the Big Mac is worse. Oscar in Madison listening on WMDX says the Big Mac is worse because you get more bread than you do meat. All right. Let's see here. Robert, don't be mean on McFarland. We read your text. All right. Roger. I see what he's saying. I get it now. I'm sorry, Robert. I apologize. He says Culver's is not fast food. Your apps see it's quality because you usually have to wait a little bit longer. So yes, I'm sorry, Robert. I absolutely 100% agree with you. I said in the first hour, we know it's better. What's better is Culver's, but what's worse, the Whopper or the Big Mac? 855-752-4842, 855-752-4842. Roger in Stevens Point, listening in, says the Big Mac is worse. The special sauce is gross. What else here? Cam and Appleton. As an ex-professional...
The Whopper is the worst flavor-wise, but you can get 6 Whoppers for $15 if you have coupons, including 6 fries.
I did not know that. All right, let's go to the phone lines. 855-752-4842, 855-752-4842. Ollie, listening in the beautiful North Woods. Ollie, Whopper or Big Mac? What's worse?
Oh, the Big Mac is much worse. Not enough meat, and I am like the gentleman before, the sauce stinks.
Not a fan of the sauce.
Although I have to admit that I always loved the Whopper when they were actually flame broiled.
Oh, yes. Right.
They're not the same anymore as they used to be, but they're still much better than a Big Mac.
Yeah, all right. Very good. Very good, Ollie. I appreciate it.
Could I just take a minute to remind everybody about the March for Veterans that is being held in Appleton this evening. If you're in the area, get on down there and support our vets. They deserve it.
Absolutely. What time does that start? You know, Ollie in Appleton?
It starts, I believe, at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And runs till 7:30. And it's a bipartisan, peaceful protest.
Well, that's great. No, we always appreciate honoring our veterans, and absolutely on this D-Day, Ollie. Thank you very much for that reminder. Appleton tonight. Thanks, Ollie, for that reminder. Dana in La Crosse participating in our What's Worse, the Whopper or the Big Mac, says, actually, they're both pretty terrible, but I can enjoy either one as well, depending on my appetite and how well it's prepared that day. All right. Chris, listening in Janesville, Wisconsin. By the way, the city of the bridge, the city of parks, as I learned on Pete Schwab's show. Says Chris in Janesville says, hands down, the Big Mac is worse. But now that McDonald's lawyers are trying to distance themselves from Trump, maybe I'll change. I did not know that, Chris. I did not know that. Steve, listening on WMDX in Milwaukee, says the Big Mac is definitely worse. Wow, this is really trending one way here. Judy, listening in Lodi, says the Big Mac is worse because it has too much bread. I prefer more meat versus the extra bread. Judy from Lodi, I'm with you there on Judy. Brian in Green Bay, listening on WMDX, but he's in Green Bay, home of WGBW. We're going to be up there broadcasting next Friday from GBW. Cannot wait for that. Says both sandwiches. Give me the bathroom. I'll just say that. Need to use the restroom after that. Mike, there we go. Mike, listening on WGBW in Green Bay, says, I don't eat burgers, but I certainly enjoy a Whopper from time to time. This is pretty good. What's worse, the Whopper or the Big Mac? Greg in Genesee Depot, Big Mac. Whopper is much better. So the Big Mac is worse. Whopper is much better. Really, I can't afford either one right now. Isn't that the truth?
They keep jacking up the prices.
I think I maybe told this story a while back, but I don't know. Long story super short. When I was at UW Richland, our soccer coach there, Tracy Krieger, God rest his soul, he loved Burger King. And we would go to, and I would usually go like a Whopper Junior. And so I hadn't been in a Burger King in years. And I don't know why. A few months back, it's the smell. That's what it was. I was in the neighborhood and that smell got me. I'm like, so I got a Whopper Junior, a fry, and either a small or medium drink. And it was like over $10.
Yeah, it's expensive now.
And I thought, I can go to Culver's and get a single butter burger, fries, and a soda for like $7, $7.50, something like that.
And it's way better.
Yeah. I can't believe how much Burger King, McDonald's, those places have really jacked up the prices.
Yeah, if you want to go there to either of those places, you have to use coupons or the app that they have to make it more reasonably priced. Otherwise, it's just insane.
See, that's another reason I like Culver's better, is because you get real live, awesome human beings taking your order. And now, occasionally I go to McDonald's because I love their breakfast bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
They are good. Those are good.
And so about 2 times a year, I have a filet of fish. I get a hankering for a McDonald's filet of fish. But now you go into most McDonald's, there's like one live person and 3 or 4 touchscreen kiosks you have to order through. And I'm like, I did not, it was my understanding that AI technology was not going to be required to place my order. Culver's, by the way, if you want to, you can place an order through their app now.
I've not done it.
You can see a real human or that. What's worse, the Whopper or the Big Mac? 855-752-4842. 855-752-4842. Cameron Appleton says Culver's also has a great shrimp basket. Yes, they certainly do. Robert McFarland, I'll occasionally order Culver's online when the line outside is ungodly long. Sometimes I'll even order online when I'm in line.
That works.
You
Just
can do that too. All right, Sommers, what's worse, Whopper or Big Mac?
I think I'm going to have to go with the Whopper because Burger King does not agree with me. I'll leave it at that.
Right.
Not that I like Big Macs. I've only had one. And yeah, I agree with what people are saying. I would prefer to have a better meat ratio there than mostly bread.
Michael in Tosa, listening to WMDX, says the Big Mac is worse. It is a bun and lettuce with a tiny meat patty. The Whopper has the meat.
No, you can't say that. Arby's owns that.
Arby's, we have the meat. Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you, Zombers, on this one. I'm gonna agree with most of our listeners today. I'm gonna say the Big Mac is worse for the aforementioned reasons.
Maybe I would agree if I could eat a Whopper, but I'm not going to try it.
Like I say, and I agree with Ollie when they used to do the whole char broil thing. And they have it like on a conveyor belt over flames. They were better then. But like I said before, the prices on the Whoppers have just gone crazy. And also they don't do the whole, I miss like the Crown and the actual Burger King. It used to be a thing. They used to have a king that was Burger King. Just like you don't see Ronald McDonald anymore. You don't see Grimace.
You see Grimace.
Do you see Grimace?
Yeah, they recently they did a thing on social media where they said they were going to have a Grimace burger, but you could at least get the Grimace meal.
The Hamburglar.
Hamburger? Yeah, they're bringing those back a little bit.
Are they really? Well, good for them. All right, thanks for playing along. We'll come back with some news headlines after this. It's the All Balls Show for a Friday, TGIF, on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Impossible or Bacon Whopper. I rule this day. And BK, have it your way.
I haven't heard that in a long time. Welcome back to the Todd All Balls Show on the Civic Media Radio Network. 22 now, past the hour of 3 o'clock. Our What's Worse today, Whopper versus Big Mac.
It appears.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah, Big Mac is worse, according to
our
all of you.
Listeners. Yeah. So well done, Zommers. Welcome back to the show. Some breaking news across the wires at this hour, according to many news sources. This one is from CNN. Kilmar Umbrego Garcia the Maryland man mistakenly deported to El Salvador in March has been returned to the United States only to face federal criminal charges, according to Attorney General Pam Bondi this afternoon. For months, the Trump administration has been locked into an intense standoff with federal judiciary over court orders for the government to, quote-unquote, facilitate Umbrego Garcia's return from El Salvador, where he was mistakenly deported in mid-March, in a situation that one federal judge warned could present a, quote, incipient crisis, unquote, between the two branches. Umbrego Garcia has been now indicted on 2 criminal charges in the Middle District of Tennessee: conspiracy to unlawfully transport illegal aliens for financial gain and unlawful transportation of illegal aliens for financial gain. I'm going to step away from the story. I'm not sure. Maggie Dawn may go into this more in her show. She's certainly an attorney. And Jim Santel on Amicus, a law review, will most certainly be talking about this tomorrow on Saturday at 9 o'clock. But this, what it appears now, and pun intended, that the administration has trumped up federal charges against Umbrego Garcia over something that he was already found essentially innocent of in the local courts. So now Trump has complied, the administration has complied with the judicial order to bring Umbrego Garcia back to the U.S. from El Salvador, but now they've just created new charges for him on the federal level to send him right back to El Salvador. So disturbing to say the least. We'll, as I said, maintain and continue to watch this to have more updates, but that is the breaking news at this hour. Kilmar Umbrego Garcia has been returned to the United States from El Salvador, but now faces at least 2 criminal charges in the federal level. Want to get to this. Tariffs, the Trump tariffs, and what's happening in D.C. And a lot of times these are tough to understand. But once in a while, somebody in Congress gets it right. And as our former, a longtime judge down in, speaking of Tennessee, Judge Weissman, the late, great Judge Weissman, liked to say it, put it down there where the chickens can get at it. Want to play you this clip now from Representative Madeline Dean of Michigan, who is...
No, of Pennsylvania.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Thank you for the correction. Of Pennsylvania, who is questioning Secretary Howard Lutnick on the tariffs. And she has some bananas in front of her. And this is simple to understand, and it gets the point across. Here is his testimony in Congress.
What's the tariff on bananas? Americans, by the way, love bananas. We buy billions of them a year. I love bananas. What's the tariff on bananas?
The tariff on bananas would be representative of the countries that produce them.
And what's that tariff?
Generally 10%.
Correct, 10%. Walmart has already increased the cost of bananas by 8%.
But as countries do deals with us, that will go to zero. As countries do deals with us, that will go to zero. But the cost is on the American
consumer now and on the businesses with the confusion now. Mr. Secretary, I believe you know better. I believe you recognize that a trade deficit is not something to fear. I believe you know that predictability, stability is essential for businesses. I wish you would show that truth to this administration. And I yield back.
Time of the gentlelady is expired.
Do you mind, Mr. Chairman, if I make one quick comment to the end? Would that be okay?
I'm sorry?
Would you mind if I make one quick comment to the representative?
Sure. Please.
There's no uncertainty if you build in America and you produce your product in America, there will be no tariff.
We can't
produce
bananas in America.
So the concept of building in America and paying no tariff is very, very clear.
We cannot build bananas in America.
Time of the gentlelady.
Secretary Lutnick, I guess, just pieced, I don't know. I mean, he could not have dug himself a deeper hole when Congresswoman Dean makes her point. We can't build or grow bananas in the United States. And so when Wisconsinites are going to the store and you're paying more for bananas or avocados or whatever it might be, just remember, it all goes back to the Trump tariff. Let's go to the phone lines quickly, 855-752-4842. Gene, listening up in beautiful Eau Claire. I learned, Gene, this week, did you know this? That Eau Claire's nickname is City of Bridges. Gene? Gene is here. Gene is not here. 855. Apparently, Gene, I hope she hasn't fallen off a bridge. I was on Schwaba's show. We had this contest, this quiz between Schwaba and I on Nightlight that Conrad put together. I won it by the slimmest of margins. I won it by one answer. But Schwaba beat me on that one. That I did not know that Eau Claire is nicknamed the City of Bridges. Maybe we can sneak this in quick. Let's go to Mark in Pernisac. Mark, about 30 seconds. It's yours. What say you?
Yeah, well, let's, Licknut or whatever is not like, he's just a fool anyway. But for Donald Trump, let's get back to Donald Trump and for his D-Day acknowledgement. He didn't acknowledge that there was anybody else other than the Americans, British and the Canadians in the forces on D-Day, and that we have to acknowledge that the Poles were there, the French were there, all the Nazi-occupied countries that were part of the alliance were there, and he could have actually included them. But
absolutely. Thank you, Mark. Up against the clock. Sorry, my friend. Stay tuned. Wild and wacky news for our friend Peter Rapine from E-Bomb's World next on the All Ball Show. Don't go anywhere on Civic Media. Welcome back to the Todd Ball Show on the Civic Media Radio Network. It is 35 minutes past the hour of 3 o'clock on a beautiful TGIF Friday afternoon, June 6th. After a long week of a fire hose of information, as they say, which can get depressing and overwhelming, what we want to end the show on is something we can laugh, we can relax, hang out with somebody we like. There's no better person to do that than our ongoing contributor, our friend. He's the managing editor of E-Bomb's World with the bi-weekly Week in Review, Mr. Peter Rapine, live from New York. How are you, Peter?
Doing great, Todd. It's Friday, so nothing to complain about. And it's been a long, crazy week of news, so we should have a great show.
Now, before we get into this, because you've been open about this, we appreciate that. People have asked because they say, we hope Peter's happy. And you've, a while back, you met a wonderful young woman on a vacation in Mexico. And when you came on, for those watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and the like, a very handsome, groomed Peter Rapine. What's all this about?
Well, I'm meeting her in Zurich on Sunday, so I had to get a clean haircut.
As one does. Oh, I'm meeting my new girlfriend in Zurich.
Which, yes, to be clear, me playing Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River has nothing to do with that. Right. It's about a different. It's about a breakup that the president is going through.
No. Peter's fine. He's not going through a breakup.
Yes, exactly.
I just think you look happy, and I am. Me along with my audience, we want you to be happy because we love hanging out with you.
Thanks, Todd. I appreciate it.
Well, have a great trip.
Yeah, I will. It'll be nice to get away, unplug for a week or so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's been crazy out there, as you probably know.
It's been absolutely crazy. So let's get into it, Peter. All these headlines can be found at eBaums, EBAUMS world.com. And again, this is not fiction. This is not made up stuff. This isn't writers in a room. This is actual wacky behavior of actual wacky humans.
Yes. I like to say that we're funny, but we're not this funny. And clearly the biggest story of the week, something you guys have probably already talked about. Elon and Trump are having their breakup, their fallout. And I think maybe the last couple of minutes of the show, we'll read some of our favorite tweets. I don't know how much you guys have said yet. Basically, Elon called Trump a pedophile. And then word is going out around that Steve Bannon is going to try to convince Trump to deport him.
We played the cut at the top of the show from Bannon on his show last night, calling exactly for that. It's gotten real.
Yeah. Let them fight. Just let them fight. Right? Yeah. We don't have to be part of it. But one of my favorite stories this week comes from TikTok, like some of my favorite stories always do. And Gen Z, we talk about them from time to time. Mm-hmm. They don't drink as much. They kind of do things their own way. They're blazing new trails. But there's a new trend going on. So headline reads, TikTokers are calling bars before going there to, quote, check the vibe.
TikTokers are calling bars before going there to, quote unquote, check the vibe. And for those that might not know it, that's kind of the new Gen Z phrase for vibing and checking. Kind of like, what's the feeling? What's going on? Like,
yeah. What's the energy like?
Yeah, the energy. That's a good word. Yeah.
And in one of the videos, a 21-year-old, I think she's British, lady calls the bar and she asks, "Are there any handsome men there worth coming down to see?" So a warning has gone out among bars. So be prepared for Gen Z kids to call you and ask you what the vibe is like.
And do we have audio with this one? Is there audio of Zombers for this or no? Yes, there is. All right, here we go. So here's some audio now. Gen Zers checking out the vibe.
Hello. I was just wondering, like, is there any good crack in the pub tonight? Like, is there any hot ones that be worth coming down to see?
2 seconds now, let me tell you.
Okay, perfect.
Now they're having fun with this, but the cool thing is the person on the other end of the phone is having fun too.
Exactly. Yeah, loads of them. Come on down, right? What is she going to say? No, don't come to my bar.
Right. And if they get there is nobody that's hot, she's going to say, well, you just missed him.
You just missed him, exactly. But it's kind of like a tongue-in-cheek trend. Who knows how serious the kids are about it, but give it a shot. You never know. It might work out for you. Call a bar that you've never been to before and ask, hey, what's the vibe like?
What's the vibe? What's going on there? And see, if I were running the bar, I'd say, what vibe are you looking for? And then I'd just say, that's the vibe.
Exactly.
That was great. All right, very good. Next headline.
So this video is about a week old, and it was shot on a Delta flight that was delayed, and they're sitting there on the tarmac waiting to take off. And someone had the bright idea of allowing a young girl to sing into the PA system. So headline reads, "People are livid that a child sang Disney songs over a plane intercom."
People are livid that a child sang Disney songs over a plane intercom.
And the audio for this one speaks for itself.
All right, here we go.
No matter how hard I try, every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know where I cannot go, where I long to be. See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know.
And she just keeps going.
So, I mean,
uninterrupted.
The voice isn't that bad, but
no, she's not terrible.
I think if I'm on a plane and the thing is delayed and I'm ticked off because now I'm going to miss my connecting flight, the last thing I need is a 9-year-old singing Disney songs.
Yes, specifically Moana songs. Not that I think that makes it worse or better. That's just a little detail. But yeah, if you're delayed, this is the last thing you want to hear. And I think the woman who filmed the video and posted it on TikTok was not upset. And clearly no one in the plane is yelling or screaming or telling her to stop. But when the video went onto Twitter, that's where people got their pitchforks and were ready to burn down this Delta flight.
Zombers, you have something?
I think one of my favorite parts of the video is there's somebody sitting in the row right behind her who puts on headphones at the beginning, and then at the end it's just like, I give up, and takes them back off.
You can't. Nothing against the young girl. I mean, she has a fine voice, but and I think it would have been fine to sing like, hey, do you want to sing one line or one stanza? But it just keeps going.
It keeps going. And yeah, you can't yell over a young girl singing into into anything. You can't do that. You're not going to get any points from anyone doing that. So you kind of have to sit down and take it.
There's part of me saying, well, she's saying, let it go. Don't worry about the flight. Let it go. Let it go. Now, that would have been kind of funny. Just the chorus. All right. Next headline. We're talking with Peter Rapine, managing editor of EPOM's World, with our bi-weekly look at the wild and wacky week in review. Next headline, Peter.
And this one comes to us from France. France's budget minister caught eating caught eating her boogers on TV.
France's budget minister got caught eating her boogers on TV. Explain, Peter Rapine.
The audio for this isn't too great, so I'm going to have to do my best to paint you the picture. She puts her finger up her nose and then puts that finger in her mouth directly afterwards.
And she's like, it's not like in a corner. She's like up in front addressing Parliament or whatever they have over there.
Yeah. She's I assume that's what it is. It's a hearing of some kind.
Yeah.
And she clearly was a little hungry. I'm not sure if that's a French delicacy. But, they like
snails
things over there. Yeah,
escargot. I've been in public a lot and worked in government, and especially when you're at a hearing like that, be aware, be self. It's just in my opinion, it's a disgusting. I don't want to call it a habit, but some people do this, and I think it's just gross.
Yeah. I think I remember the last time I ate a booger. I think I was like,
you've done that?
As a kid, sure, yeah.
Oh,
I think maybe like 7 or 8 or 9, and I did it, and I was like, I've lost the taste for this.
Yeah, It's just, I don't know why. It's just disgusting. Yeah. All right, thanks for. Well, I do need to lose weight, Peter. So thank you with that. Oh, I will not be eating anything else this afternoon. All right, next headline.
Next headline: 2 Secret Service agents beat the crap out of each other outside Obama's house.
2. Now, so these are 2 Secret Service agents beating the crap out of each other outside of Obama's house. Explain what's going on here.
So the woman or person who was supposed to relieve a Secret Service agent of her duty was late for her shift, and there's audio here of one of the Secret Service agents calling into the Secret Service dispatch saying, "You better tell her to get down here immediately, or I'm going to whoop her ASS," and we have the audio for it.
All right, now here we go.
Supervisor out here to Delta 2 immediately before I whoop your girl's ass.
And there's video of the 2 agents fighting when the one agent does show up.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking. He's not just fighting; they're pushing each other up against a Secret Service car. What's going on here? Because former presidents get Secret Service for their entire life, but these folks, it's not like Obama is the current sitting president. Things should be pretty calm, but clearly the one agent was very late for her shift.
She must have had a date or was just getting tired and grumpy and wanted to go home and go to bed. But yeah, not what you'd expect from the Secret Service for them to beat each other up.
No. She had to catch a plane to Zurich. I'm not sure what she was doing. That's a little disturbing. If I'm Obama, if I'm President Obama, I'm like, maybe we should get a couple of new Secret Service people.
Yeah, you'd imagine that if you're a Secret Service, you'd have a level head. She must have really, really been late. I don't know how long I would have had to wait. It would have been like 3 hours plus some young girl in the back seat singing Moana for me to get that mad.
All right, next headline, Peter Rapine.
Next headline. There was a pigeon loose in a cabin of a Delta flight last week.
There is a pigeon loose in the cabin of a Delta flight. You know how much we love a good animal story here.
The audio on this one is fun. It's just a bunch of people screaming because they're afraid of the pigeon flying around. And there's one good Samaritan who has stood up in the center aisle, and he has his jacket out. And it appears like he catches it, though it's kind of hard to tell because the video is not the best quality.
All right,
but if you want to hear the screams of all these passengers, it's pretty good.
We got nothing else to do on a Friday. Let's hear some screams on a Delta flight as a loose pigeon is snuck its way on board. Here we go. You'd think it was a snake on a plane.
Yeah,
You'd
think it was a bomb or something.
It's a pigeon.
But it probably got on through like the food service. There's no way it got through the airport. When they load on the hot meals or whatever.
Right.
But also imagine wherever that pigeon is going, it gets off the plane. It's like, I don't know where the hell I am.
Right.
Where am I?
Thank you. Exactly.
I'm in Zurich. What am I doing here?
Thank you for bringing that up. Because what about the poor pigeon who now has no idea where it's at. It hasn't got a nest, a partner. It doesn't know where to get food. It's in a foreign land.
Well, yeah, you hear that woman screaming. Imagine how the pigeon feels. Imagine what the pigeon is thinking. Like, oh,
shoot. Yes, exactly. All right, next headline. Here we go. Oh, no, sorry. Got to take a break. Come back. We're going to do a little break. Come back. More headlines with Peter Rapine after this. It's the Oddball Show on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Welcome back to the Todd Oddball Show on the Civic Media Radio Network. It is 8 minutes before the hour of 4 o'clock. At the top of the hour, ABC and CBS News, followed by a check of weather, sports with a great sports reporter, Mike Clemens, and then another edition of the Maggie Dawn Show from 4 until 6, followed by our great friend Pete Schwaba and Conrad and Nightlight from 6 until 8, Native Roots Radio with Robert Pilot, and then Rick Smith across America. Don't forget the Brewers at home against the Padres tonight across several stations on the Civic Media Radio Network. I'm going down on Sunday, and don't forget it's being shown on the Roku Sports Channel. And if you stick around after the Roku Sports Channel, you can see for free, just a bit outside, the story of the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers. So a little plug for them for their great movie. Right now we have the great Peter Rapine. He is the managing editor of EPOM's World with his bi-weekly look at the week in review before he jets off to Tony, Switzerland with a pigeon on board. All right, Peter Rapine, next headline.
Well, I think a couple of weeks ago we talked about how people were trolling AI drive-thrus with like insane orders. Mm-hmm. Well, this one comes to us from Australia. KFC installed AI drive-thrus in Australia, but they can't understand Australian accents.
KFC installed AI drive-thrus in Australia, but they can't understand the Aussie accents. Explain.
This one was cooked up in a lab specifically for me. There's a bunch of videos on TikTok of Australians getting very upset as they're trying to order their KFC. Specifically trying to order barbecue seems to be a phrase that the AI assistant doesn't really register coming from them. And we have a great audio for this one.
All right, before we play it, just to be clear, this is not people trying to intentionally punk like those other videos trying to mess it up. These are just actual Australians just trying to put in a regular old order at KFC in Australia.
Exactly.
All right, here we go. Here's the audio.
Can I please get a slider?
Which slider would you like?
Barbecue.
Okay.
Delete the barbecue sauces.
Got it.
No. Delete the add-on of sauces.
By the way, I love a great Australian accent from a true Aussie like that. But what's KFC thinking? Don't they test this out with real Australians before they put it into actual function?
I mean, you would assume so, but that doesn't mean they actually did that. Honestly, no idea. I just it's just funny watching Australians and hearing Australians go, no. You would assume that they would have tested it out, but probably not. It probably was just like a model that they put an Aussie accent on, and it was just trained off of Americans.
Just another example. Forget AI. Have real humans. That's what I want.
Yeah. No, exactly.
By the way, what's worse, Big Macs or Whoppers?
What's worse, Whopper?
Really? Any particular reason?
I've had more Big Macs in my life than Whoppers.
Really? All right. That was our question earlier today, our what's worse question. Written by CP, by the way. All right, nice. Next headline.
Dude hits dance moves in school parking lot before stealing $5,000 worth of laptops.
A dude hits dance moves in a school parking lot before stealing $5,000 worth of laptops. What up?
So this story also comes to us from Australia, specifically Melbourne, where the man has not been caught. A burglar broke into a school and stole a bunch of laptops from school. But before he broke in and stole the laptops. He was caught on CCTV camera busting some moves in the parking lot.
These robbers are just not smart. Okay, here we go.
Police in Victoria are seeking assistance identifying a burglar who had a temporary dance party in a school car park. The man arrived at a Sunbury school about 1:10 in the morning before being captured on CCTV busting a move.
And
he's just dancing
hard
around
to tell
with
what
a flashlight.
move he's doing. Yeah, it's not quite like it's not the gritty, which is I know a big popular dance move for like kids today. He's just kind of freestyling it, which is bold because he also got away with the crime, or at least so far has gotten away.
He's like in a tracksuit. His face is uncovered. His headlights are on, so everybody could clearly see who it is. And he's doing some kind of bad ballet versus I don't know hip hop, and with a flashlight. I mean, what did the guy take a gummy before he decided to do a robbery? I don't know.
The bravest robber, yeah. That you only do that when you know there's zero chance you're going to get caught.
Right, and the fact the guy is still on the loose. Yeah. All right, next headline. About a minute left.
Next headline. All right. All the best reactions to the Trump-Elon fallout.
All right.
What a glorious week it was, guys.
I thought of you.
Yesterday was one of the best days on the internet since 2016. I'm just going to rapid fire a couple of these things off.
Yeah.
From Josh Sorby, this messy Trump-Musk breakup is truly the gayest thing about Pride Month.
Okay, very good. Yes. Go ahead, next one.
And this was the Elon bomb that Elon tweeted that really sent it all over the edge. Elon tweets, time to drop the really big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason they have not been made public. And then he ends it with, have a nice day, DJT.
And that's really when things blew up. When Elon basically confirms that Trump's in the Epstein files, that's when, okay, this is serious now.
And then from Franklin Leonard, the funniest possible outcome is definitely Trump deporting him.
And that's real, too. They're looking at that. They're thinking of it.
They're actually trying to do it. And then from Cat Turd, everyone's favorite cat,
right.
Turd, everyone needs to calm the F down.
It's out of control. Truth is stranger than fiction. Peter Rapine always proves that with wacky human behavior. That's the Week in Review at EPOM's World. Peter, thank you very much. Safe travels, my friend, over to Europe. We'll see you when you get back.
Thanks, Todd.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Also appreciate Brady Ewing being here as well. Zommers, as always, and all of you for listening. Whatever you're fighting for, whatever you believe in, do not give up. Keep banging your drum. We'll see you next week.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.